We're joined now by Norfolk State head coach Larry Vickers, along with players Diamond Johnson and Kira Wheeler. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Vickers.
I knew that question was coming. I mean, there's not really a lot to say, honestly. We came into this game, felt like we were prepared, we were ready, we were focused, we were determined. And yeah, we made some mental mistakes. We really did. But this group won 30 games this year, 27 games last year, 26 games the year before, and we still walk into these things having to get respect from the three people on the floor. And I'm not going to complain about officiating. That's not what I'm going to do. But when y'all see these Spartan heads in your gym, I think we should get a little bit more respect than we get. And that's unfortunate. I have a new assistant. He came from the Sun Belt. He loves talking to the refs, And I don't even get frustrated by it anymore, but it drives him insane. And I'm not saying that the officiating lost us that game. We fouled and we fouled and we fouled and we fouled. And we fouled jump shooters and we fouled jump shooters some more. I think that was kind of two things. That was number one. They're so good. We haven't had a close game in a long time. Howard, they fought us a few good times. But I think some of that you saw was us. Situations in practice really can't prepare you for a real game with the amount of people that were in the arena today. I'm not sure what the number was. And we made some mental mistakes because of that. And I think if we would have probably had a lot more closer games late, I don't think we make some of those mistakes, Even me, it was a ton of stuff I would love to have back. But, one thing, I love this group, honestly. Playing for me isn't the easiest, but they buy in and they work hard, and I appreciate them. I appreciate what they've done for our women's basketball program. They both took a chance on me. They both took a chance on us. The rest of that locker room, Ajane, Debria, McCoy, Naya, Danasia, and my new ones too. They all took a chance. And, hopefully I was able to make them proud, and because they damn sure made me proud.
At this time, we'll take questions for Diamond and Kira up in the front.
Hey, y'all, Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. Diamond, can you kind of take me a little bit through the two halves, really hot start, and what was working well then, and what kind of changed coming out of halftime, whether it was the way they were guarding you or what was flowing for you guys in general?
I think the first half I was being super aggressive. I think the second half I really wasn't. My teammates was going in the second half, and they kind of was, doing their thing, getting stops, making shots. I could have been more aggressive.
Patrick Stevens for the Virginia Pilot for both of you. You guys were able to force a lot of turnovers and generate a lot of offense off that in the first half. What kind of flipped in the second half, and how much harder was it without being able to force them into quite as much with your press?
Let's start with Kira.
My team played with a lot of heart, and we could be emotional sometimes. And that first half, we played with a lot of heart, and I think our intensity kind of stopped a little bit because we got a little comfortable. And I just try to tell them a lot of times that we can't get comfortable. This is never in a position to get comfortable. So that third quarter, they did make some shots, some tough shots, but we knew that defensive assignment. So I think that third quarter, it was a lack of intention.
for both of you, Rob, from the Next. Getting 2 fouls in the first quarter for each of you. I think that's the first time I've seen that all year. How did that impact you, your aggressiveness, or did it change your game or force you to do anything different, knowing that you had 2 fouls in the first quarter?
Diamond, do you want to go first?
I mean, we play aggressive. The MEAC is an aggressive league, and they let us battle it out. Like you said, it's not ideal for us to get 2 fouls early. So we kind of had to be smart and not be as aggressive on defense, which we usually are. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say, honestly.
I'm a post player. We're supposed to be aggressive. So me getting that charge, me going for the rebound, I feel like that's a basketball play. Two quick fouls, I tried not to take myself out the game because my teammates still need me for 40 minutes regardless if I'm on the bench or if I'm on the floor.
Jared Hoffman, HBCU Sports. Kiera, this was a really tough battle down in the paint there. Bigs were swarming and grabbing offensive rebounds. Just talk about the battle that you had with them and what kind of things that they were doing that were making it tough for you.
Just trying to push me under the basket. You can't get a rebound if you too far under the basket. So they did a good job pushing me under the basket. And just them all being, I'm one of the tallest players on my team, but I'm not the tallest player out there. So they're 6'1", 6'2", so they have a little bit of length. So it was really just them trying to focus in on me because I'm a good rebounder. And that also caused opportunities for my teammates to get a lot of rebounds because they were so focused on me.
Mia Berry with Anscape, Diamond, Mimi, for both of you. Last year you played Stanford. Today you came out there, a lot closer game, a lot closer matchup. How would you describe the growth, you as players in this program has had in NCAA tournament games from last year to this year?
Diamond, do you want to go first?
I think we just was mature over the years. I wasn't here 3 years ago, but last year kind of got a late start, then started the groove. But, I mean, this team is amazing. It's unreal to win 30-4, about 30-5 now, go undefeated regular season. I mean, we did a lot, and I know it's not the outcome. I think it was a fair matchup from Stanford. I think we had a chance to win. I mean, that's just not what happened tonight, but we did a lot, and we shouldn't be too upset. I mean, but, yeah.
I would just like to give a big shout-out to Diamond because from last year to this year, I would feel like, even from when the first year I played with her, I feel like my transition has grown so much because of her. I never seen nobody work as hard as her. She deserves a lot. She deserves a lot. And I think the loss from Stanford, it motivated both of us. We was in the gym OD, like nobody know. And I'm really proud of her, and I appreciate her because that loss from Stanford, that built this 30 win because we knew playing Stanford, we knew we could get up with them. Me and her are competitors. We want to compete with everybody. So when we took that loss, we took it personally. We take every loss personally. So I really appreciate her. I really appreciate my team for taking that loss in and then coming in the next year and expecting more and wanting more. So that was the difference between last year and this year was our work ethic, was our motivation, was to do better, and we did better. We did a lot better.
All right, Ray Rogers, HBCU Legends and Urban Sports and Kiera. I think everybody knows the work you put in. You just kind of mentioned it, working out with Diamond, getting those guard skills down, expanding your game to the three-point line. You showed that today. You played so well in the second half despite the outcome. How pleased are you that you got to show your game on this stage and how you just put in so much work over the years, your third time in the NCAA tournament?
I'm very happy with my growth from the last 3 years. Coach O.V. says all the time, when I came in, he wasn't expecting this outcome at all. I came in last minute. I think I came in August of my sophomore year, fresh off of JUCO. I didn't really know too much about Norfolk State, but he told me as long as I worked hard that I could play, and that's all I needed to know because I want to win and I want to work. And this program is all about working and winning. And I had a good first year here. It was I got most outstanding player in the tournament, and from there I just built my confidence, and this program built my confidence a lot. So being in the gym is just, I just like to see the product of my work, and this was a good game.
For both ladies, Lauren with the 9450. Just piggybacking off of what Coach said earlier about the Spartans not always getting the respect they deserve. Not the outcome you wanted, of course, but had stretches of time in the game when you guys had the lead and essentially made it competitive throughout. Talk about the competition in the MEAC and how it prepared you guys for this game, and just describe how it feels for HBCUs to get a chance to showcase their talent on the biggest stage like today.
Diamond, do you want to take that first?
Kind of to piggyback off what I said earlier, like the MEAC is a tough league. You know, they let us play, they let us bang on each other. So when we come here, we like, all right, we can be aggressive. But that's, probably not. But the Big Ten is a great league. Maryland is a great team. Brenda Freeze, she definitely probably gonna be in the Hall of Fame, the coaches. And they well respected. And I think they respected us. I think they didn't come out and give us anything. Like going into halftime, we was up 30-32. I think, they made some adjustments second half. And we just fought hard to the end, regardless of what was going on. And I'm just, again, proud of this team, man. I decided to come here and play for Coach LV, Coach Fox, join Mimi, and join the rest of them. And they just welcomed me like I was family on day one. And I can't thank them enough. Honestly, the road that I've been on is, like I said, probably the best decision coming to the HBCU lifestyle and coming into the MEAC.
The MEAC might not be too much respected as a conference as the Big Ten, but they come out every day. Them girls don't care that we was 14-0. Every time that we played them, they came out with everything they got. And I think that prepared us a lot because even though the scores might not tell it, them games was hard. It was tough. No buckets was easy at all. And they came with the doubles. They came with their game plan, and they executed it. We just had the better team, honestly. And the MEAC deserves a lot of respect. Howard, Coppin, those are great teams as well. And as far as the HBCU culture, NSU has built a great sisterhood for me. And like Diamond said, she came in 2 years ago, but 2 years in, and this how far we came just because we stuck together. And I think that brings us being HBCU, we have to stick together. We don't get to separate at all. That's gonna show in the court. That's gonna show in the media. So I think that us being together and us being a sisterhood brought us to where we are today.
We're going to let Diamond and Kira get going. Thanks for joining us, and you guys had a great season.
Thank you.
At this time, if there's questions for Coach Vickers, up here in the front. If you want to go first, yeah, we'll get him next. Yeah.
Larry Patrick Stevens with the Virginian Pilot. Just kind of wanted to double back on your comments about what this season has meant to you guys, and to win 30 games and to do all that. Just how do you kind of reflect on what a remarkable run it's been here over the last 4.5 months?
Well, I've seen a lot of coaches talk about the transfer portal, and after winning 27 games, and as good as my players are, everybody who could return returned. It's not because they get a ton of money. It's not because we're flying first class or we have a private jet. It's because we're really a family. When we say Spartans on 3, family on 6, we mean it. And a lot of programs don't, but we do.
Hey there, Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. I do believe they went 6 for 9 from behind the arc in that second half. Did they do, from your perspective, did they do something differently to create better looks, or were those shots just falling, or would you have liked to kind of, defend that in a different way?
What came first, the free throws or the threes? Does anybody remember? It felt like the free throws came first, and the free throws got him in rhythm for the threes. We don't foul 25 times. I'm not saying we didn't foul because it was a large moment and we were probably fouling. I got to watch the film. But you can't send teams to the free throw line, especially as good shooters as they were. I think Sarah hit hers early. We had some miscommunication in the zone. But then after that, we just started fouling. And even though we were scoring, we gave up 30 points. That's not like us, And was the moment too big for us? I don't believe so. But I do feel like we were a little undisciplined. It's something that we generally don't do. But we really wanted this today. And I think us wanting it as much as we did is what kind of caused some of those fouls. I mean, we probably sent them to the free throw line on 3s 4 times. That's 12 easy ones. And you can't do that on this stage in somebody's home arena.
Jared Hoffman, HBCU sports coach. A lot of people will look at your team and teams like Jackson State's women, and they'll say that you changed the narrative, not just around Norfolk State basketball, but HBCU basketball in general. Years past in the NCAA Tournament, teams have just been fighting to get themselves in the game, but your team comes out year in and year out, and you're playing to win. Just talk about what it means to you to change the narrative around HBCU basketball and some of the people and that helped you along the way to change that narrative.
Well, some of you know my story. I was the associate head men's basketball coach. Our team was 0-19. Our AD, Marty Miller, fired our coach at the end of January and asked me to coach the rest of the season. We went from 0-19 to 3-7, and 9 years later, I'm sitting here 30-4. They both complimented our league a ton, and 30-4 is no easy feat. I think we were one of the first teams in the country to get to 20. It's no easy feat. It's no easy feat, but we grinded day by day. We did it the right way. I do want to say something about Diamond Johnson, and I don't compliment them a ton. I kind of compliment them with sarcasm. Is my way to compliment them. But I will say this: she came to watch us play several times when she was still at NC State. She came to our games at North Carolina Central. She came to our games at A&T, and she said, he can coach. And she played for the great Vivian Stringer her first year, and then she went to go play for West at NC State, and we all know what West and NC State is doing now. And she said, that's the program I want to play for. And I've watched her go from 7th in the first round when she got to me and drop and drop and drop and drop. And I don't know why. I don't know why. I do not know why. She was 7th in the first round when she got to me. And I actually called Coach Staley and I said, do you think this will affect her? She said, no. She said, no. Y'all, we have ESPN Plus. I don't think anybody, it's so many games on ESPN Plus at this point. Of course, you're going to miss some. But our special ones, we need to tune in across the country. We need to tune in. We need to tune in. She needs to be on every mid-major finalist list, every Dawn Staley Award winner finalist list, every Nancy Lieberman finalist list. She's super special, and she doesn't average 25 because if y'all saw us play today, we look to execute in half court, and we don't play super fast, and we want to have precision on both ends, and I don't feel like that was recognized enough.
Simmons, HBCU Game Day. You mentioned the 30 games and also your 9 years being there. And that last third of your career, you've probably had one of the best teams, we'll say, in HBCU basketball and the MEAC.
Yeah,
so
sure.
What's next for Coach Vickers?
Man, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I haven't talked to my team. We all have visions and goals, and I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
All right, Ray Rogers again, HBCU Legends. Coach, we kind of talked about this yesterday, the location of the game. And, of course, you played at Norfolk State, coached the men's, like you said, been here a long time. How pleased were you with the turnout of the green and gold fans, and what's your message to them? Because they matched that energy today, even though this was technically a road game for you guys.
Yeah. You know, our DMV, Baltimore alumni chapters, they're so strong. They love us. They follow us. We play Howard for senior night. We might have had more people in there than them. Norfolk State's basketball program is really strong. Our other programs, track, volleyball. I don't want to leave nobody out. Dr. J and Dr. Webb really support athletics, and our fans really support us. And a lot of those people I saw were in Raleigh yesterday. So they drove, they watched our men play in Raleigh, and then they made it to Maryland to see their women play today. And it just speaks to the program and what we built. And it's taken a little while, but I'm glad that it's in such a great place.
Hey man, Rob Knox, the next. What are you most proud of this season? With everything, obviously get to this point again as we talked throughout the years. Obviously, never easy. But what are some of those moments away from games and things like that you're really going to remember this team?
Puerto Rico was a special trip for us. Some of the larger programs, they're able to go international every year. And we always talk about the Puerto Rico week and how bad we were. We were super bad in Puerto Rico. If you saw us in Puerto Rico, we weren't good. But it was a great experience for us. It was great that administration gave us the $100,000 to go on that trip. It was a lot of memories made, from the paddle boarding, just everything. We had an amazing time in Puerto Rico, even though we were 1-2. We had a great time. I'll say that. We had a great time in Puerto Rico.
At this time, we'll let Coach Vickers get back to his team. So thank you for joining us, Coach.
Thank you.
You guys had a great season.
I appreciate it.
Hammond Communications will post a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts are provided by ASAP and will be posted shortly. Thank you for joining us.